Broke it up. There's a shot. They score! They score! Gerardo forwards. It's in! Rochester has the lead. And again, it's Sentinels.
Welcome to FC Montreal Soccer on the USL YouTube channel. I'm Joey Alfieri. With me today, the birthday boy, Sofiane Benzaza.
Thank you.
We have FC Montreal against the Rochester Rhinos. And Sofiane, a big game for Montreal because last Saturday they were able to win their first game of 9 tries in 2016, so they want to build off that, obviously.
Exactly. It's all about momentum. Winning back-to-back is important. Getting your first 3 points against the Kickers was huge. And now against the eternal rival for a Montreal team called the Rochester Rhinos, and this time they'll have to face their demons again from last year, the USL champion, defending champion, reigning champion, and we'll try to get more points, play better, and also get a victory at home for the first time this year.
As you mentioned, this is a rivalry. It's been a rivalry for a very, very long time. And just now...
At the same stadium.
Yeah, that's right. At this stadium complex, Claude-Robillard. But this year, they've already met once before. And like last year, was the Christian Valesky show for Rochester. He scored both goals in a 2-1 victory. This is a player who did some damage, obviously, this year, as I mentioned, and did some damage against Montreal last year. What kind of player is he, and what can you tell us about
Well,
him?
he's a smart striker. You've seen him last year. He pounces on opportunities. He's very effective, very opportunistic. He can dribble, he can take you on, he can run, he can score from headers. Honestly, he's a complete striker in a classical way, in a sense. He's very sharp. He can do pretty much everything and can feed the ball also to his teammates. So he's very smart. And the Rhinos team, the way they play under Bob Lilly, has been a very simple way of doing. They play physical. The fullbacks go up, but at the same time, they're able to really impose their style when they have to, and at the same time play the counter. So I call them a very complete team.
Well, they are defending champions, as you mentioned, Sofiane. But Montreal has a known striker of their own as Cameron Porter, the guy who scored arguably the biggest goal in Montreal Impact history in the CONCACAF Champions League last year. He blew out his knee, unfortunately, in MLS regular season. Now he's rehabbing. He played in the Canadian Championship last Wednesday in Toronto, but it looks like he's going to get the start here today.
Exactly. He needs playing minutes. The Montreal Impact staff need to know if he can, how he's he playing. Can he withhold a professional game on a long-term basis? And FC Montreal needs a bit of help up front, and you know, it's a win-win situation for both clubs, and it's going to be good to see Porter what he can do. And sort of comparison point what Salajad did at the beginning of the season of FC Montreal, and both of them are competing for a spot at the Impact, and FC Montreal is a great way to be able to get minutes and show what you can do.
Absolutely. And speaking of getting minutes, last time we were here, Sofiane, 2 weeks ago against the New York Red Bulls 2, it was Eric Kronberg getting minutes in goal. Today, FC Montreal goes back to the third keeper, Maxime Crépeau. What do we know about him?
Well, Crépeau, huge guy, important goalkeeper for the organization. He's the FC Montreal keeper. He's the #1 guy at FC Montreal, so it's going to be key to get him more playing minutes. He's not going to see minutes in MLS, but in the USL, it's going to be key. He had a great performance against the Kickers. You know, a triple save, basically one of the best saves of the week I've seen in the USL.
Yeah.
So it was huge. Crépeau is the guy, and I think that he'll help also. He also needs to get back to play with a young, revamped defense. You know, last time Kronberg was the leader of that young defense, and at least last time at home, and this time Crépeau is going to have to lead a makeshift defense. Once again, Charbonneau as the right back. Now he's a center back.
Now, but the difference is, Sofiane, we've seen that makeshift defense just once before in that game against the Red Bulls 2 weeks ago here. Marco Dominguez playing out of position, usually a holding midfielder. He's going to play right back again. And Jean-Luc Charbonneau, like you mentioned, center back. Both guys out of position. Charbonneau usually a fullback. But They didn't look too bad playing out of position.
It's a proof of how these players are very, flexible and versatile in the way they play. Charbonneau, they show how tactically they're aware, how smart they are on the pitch, and awareness on what they can do. And they're really gonna base themselves and feed themselves off what Yoseki and Ribonget will do in the CMF area, center midfield area, and that's gonna be key. And in the sense, you see how smart these players are. Dominguez is athletic. He can cross very well. He's able to go back and forth throughout the pitch like Charbonneau used to do as a right back. And Charbonneau's going to have the chance to play alongside Thomas Meyer-Giguère, a young but very experienced academy product for the Montreal Impact, Canadian international with the U20s. So it's going to be fun to see.
Listen, it's no secret that FC Montreal have had a hard time finding the back of the net. Last week did it twice, once on a penalty and once in the run of play. What are you looking for here today against a little bit of a young Rochester side, but a side that also has some experience?
Honestly, they need to be explosive early in the game and try to test the Rhino defense and also be aware for the counter-attack. When you see Balou, Chouanière, and Rigi, the potential of igniting a super spark offensively is going to be huge. The talent is there with Pora as a sort of athletic forward that likes to run, also is a sharp in front of the net. They need to take advantage of that. And when you have Yoseki and Ruben Longueuillet behind you to feed the ball and to defend you, to shield you is going to be key. So they need to press as a unit to try and suffocate the Rhinos as much as they can, but be aware of the counter-attack. So score early, score first is a key to the game so they can be more relaxed and play the counter and let the Rhinos come to them. That's going to be key.
To me, the straw that stirs the drink, Alessandro Rigi. Last time we're in Montreal, again, in that game against New York Red Bulls 2, he came on late dealing with a bit of an ankle issue. When he did come on, he was very, very good.
Exactly. He was the key. He was the key to ignite that spark, and all these three guys together, they motivate. They know they played with each other last game. They're going to play again this game, so we know they know each other well, and they need to use that momentum and take it forward. Like I said, momentum for victory, like you said, and momentum in the way they play at home this time.
Rochester against FC Montreal coming up right here on the USL YouTube channel. Let's head down to field level as the players make their way onto the pitch.
Mesdames et messieurs, accueillez votre FC Montréal. Mesdames et messieurs, veuillez maintenant vous lever, retirer casquette et chapeau pour l'interprétation des hymnes nationaux. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Remove caps and hats for the interpretation of our national anthems.
Welcome back to Centre Sportif Claude-Robillard. I'm Joey Alfieri. With me, as I mentioned in the pregame, it's the birthday boy, Sofiane Benzaza. Happy birthday, Sofiane.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Happy to finally turn 23. It's really a pleasure.
23, I don't know about that, but let's just leave it at that. We got a big one today, FC Montreal Rochester. As we mentioned, Sofiane, a big win for FC Montreal. They start the season 0-8, which is really tough mentally.
Exactly.
But you come up and you get a win. And not only do you get a win, you get a win on the road in Richmond. So obviously huge. It's hard enough to win a game in this league, and you could just imagine on the road is even more difficult.
You think about the mental fatigue they had to go through, going 0-8, losing, even though I think they've been playing well for at least the last 4 losses. I think they have been finally found their identity on the pitch. The players understand the chemistry between each other and what's expected. And I think the game as the Rebels too, the very tough 1-0 loss against the Rebels too, last home game, kind of showed what they're able to do on the pitch, and in the sense they're able to take that against Richmond, like you said, and how key that was for Philippe Lafroy and his staff to really confirm to this young man, you know what you're doing is you have been working hard. What happened in practice, we're able to apply on the pitch, and the victory sort of confirms the beginning of that that spark that hopefully will take them throughout a good winning streak throughout the summer, so they can be more relevant in this league, and for them, for their personal development and professional development.
Listen, 8 teams make the playoffs this year, Sofiane, in the Eastern Conference. So you might be sitting in 14th right now and last, but a couple wins, I mean, you're right back in the thick of it.
You need a winning streak, exactly. 3 points gets you up really high, and you need a winning streak to take you up as much as you can. If you're beating Eastern Conference teams, they're not getting points. So they're not getting points, and in the sense you can crawl back into the standings, hopefully. And by the end of the summer, you can really be fighting for a playoff spot. Probably not going to be a top 4 playoff spot, but you never know. But they need to continue playing this way and be more efficient in front of the goal. Defensively, they have been well. The Rhinos, a big test to their defensive awareness for the FC Montreal, huge test. So they could crash and burn here, we don't know yet, but offensively they need to be more efficient and score goals.
And one thing that you need to remember here, Montreal played last Saturday evening in Richmond, so they had to travel there, had to travel back home, fair enough. This Rochester side, did play a game on Wednesday against Lansdowne Boys in the U.S. Open Cup, which Rochester was able to win 2-0, and now they have a date with the New York Red Bulls too. But still, that's a midweek game, and you got to come and travel here to Montreal and play on the Saturday.
Exactly, but they can handle that. They have depth in the squad, and we'll see how they can handle. We'll talk about Valesky, newcomer Steven Dos Santos, who has been important for them early in this season, and they have a strong center back line that can really defend correctly. So good luck to FC Montreal, and it's gonna be a great game.
Underway here at Complexe Sportif Claude-Robillard, and Rochester have possession first. This is Apostolopoulos and Farrell playing it back and forth. Samuel plays it back to Farrell. Swings it to his left in his own half to Apostolopoulos, who play it forward. That's Dos Santos. But Dominguez does a nice job there, stepping in, anticipating that. That ball goes out, and it is Montreal ball. So the Marco Dominguez experiment at right back, I guess FC Montreal liked it so much that they opted for it again here at home.
Exactly. Offensively and defensively has been very interesting. His crossing quality has been very key for his success at that position.
This is Tabla. That one is off Tabla as he tries to cut back to his right, and it is knocked out of play. Mayor Joguer heads that one forward. Rochester, Montreal heading it back and forth there a few times. Rochester in possession. This is Tergou. Believe it or not, Sofiane, another man named Sofiane here at Claude-Robillard. So that's 2 of you.
It's a record, I think, in the history of Montreal. Offensive player, getting into North American soccer, coming from France.
Absolutely. Tergou with a ball forward on the left-hand side. He's looking for Dos Santos. He'll cut right. He's got Dominguez in front of him. He'll place it back to Fewo. And Dominguez just opts to send that one out of play. And Fewo will have the throw-in deep in FC Montreal territory. This is Sofiane Tergou plays it back to Ferro, but that pass off the mark. Montreal ball. With the throw, this is Mayor Giguère who'll clear. Sending it way up there. Apostolopoulos and Porter battling for it, and that one is out of play. Cam Porter plays it off his chest there, but he was a foot or two
outside.
He's
eager to get the ball. He wants to get some plays and really run with the ball and get more playing time and really have a feel. You know, he's the newcomer. He's the in this team, so he wants to integrate in the squad as fast as he can, so he can be efficient in this
Here's
game.
Louis with the interception. He'll play it from right to left, just over the midfield stripe. And there is Chouanière on the left-hand side, broken up there by Samuel, and a foul called there. Gonna be a free kick to Montreal. Chouanière got, I guess you can say, the call-up, Sofiane, for the Canadian Championship in Toronto. First leg on Wednesday. Didn't play, stayed on the bench, but still got to be a thrill just to be up there.
Exactly. He's identified as a key player for the future for the Impact, and gladly FC Montreal loaned him so he can join the team for the Canadian Championship. And I mean, other players will go through this process, and one day they'll be in MLS.
And Mayor Giguère sends a long ball in there, nobody home, so it does go out for a Thomas Gomez goal kick. Thomas Gomez, the second keeper for this Rochester side. Played in 2 league games, and he sends that one straight out of play. Montreal throw. Here's Dominguez looking for Porter. Porter settles it down off his chest, plays it forward, but the next touch was a little long. Time and space had closed for him. And I believe we have an offside call here on Dos Santos. Steven Dos Santos.
Good job by Mayor Giguère being in a few anticipation, heading the ball away, with long balls being sent by the Rhinos to Dos Santos. Giguère has been tested very early in this game, so it's good to get things going for the young center back.
Crepeau sends it forward to Charbonneau, who crosses the midfield stripe. He'll play it out wide. This is Chouanière. Bit of a heavy touch there. Intercepted by Rochester, but sent out of play. Another Montreal throw. Montreal in possession. Tabla swinging to his right for Mayor Giguère. Alessandro Rigi for his early touches in the game here, but loses possession. Here's Giguère on the right sideline. Nice move to get away from Dos Santos. And Tabla taken down. Montreal ball. Oh, it's Yoseki, excuse me, not Tabla. Charbonneau plays it to Secunda. Back to Charbonneau, swings it to Mayor Giguère, who has some experience playing at the international ranks for Team Canada. Back to Charbonneau.
Right now the Rhinos not willing to go up too high up the pitch. We're staying back, being very tight defensively and willing to break on the counter with like Forbes and Garcia as the platform to launch.
And here's a long ball for Dos Santos on the left-hand side. Dos Santos with Giguère in front of him. He'll cut to his left, center it into the box, but broken up nicely by Jeannot Charbonneau. Rigi plays it back for Yoseki. Here's Giguère with a little bit of pressure on him from Dos Santos. Ends up finding Secunda, the left fullback, on the left-hand side of the pitch. Plays it forward for Chouanière. Chouanière with some moves, and he's got some speed, and he's got some room on the left-hand side, but the touch way too heavy, and it goes out. Rochester ball.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Samuel and Farrell made sure that Chouanière was isolated on the left side. He couldn't cut. And, you know, nice move by Chouanière, but, you know, he was alone. There was no support much. Secundo couldn't catch up to him. And they need to be a bit more aware of where the teammates are. But Chouanière shows his speed and explosiveness that we know.
Here's Louis trying to get away from a couple Rochester players, and he does a good job there. Here's Yoseki swing it into the box, a little too long for Alessandro Rigi.
No, Rigi didn't have a lot of space, even if he got the ball when as he was covered by a Bradley Feo. But in a sense, this is the kind of plays we're going to see. You know, they try to pass back and forth, play vertically and horizontally, and you know the winger's going to make runs. Rigi loves those runs on the right side and cuts to the middle, and you can see those long balls coming in. And they need, need like a perfect pass, a perfect control, which I know FC Montreal can do against a very defensively tight Rhinos team right now.
There is Turgu playing it forward, but Crepeau there to scoop that away, snuffs out the attack.
And the key right now will be able to try to destabilize the duo of Garcia and Canardo Forbes, who are very key for the Rhinos, talented players, smart players. And if you're able to beat them, I think it's going to be key in this game to really open up the valves and try and score goals.
Apostolopoulos plays it back to Farrell, going for the long ball on the right. Tergu too far behind, and Dominguez is there first, who played back to Crepeau. Will clear to right center. Porter settles it off the chest.
Good control.
And he's got some real estate in front of him. Cam Porter has options on the right. Here's Rigi with two Rochester players in front of him. He does end up losing possession. And this is Tergu, who now has a few blue shirts. When he looks up, decides to just play it off one of them and earns his team a throw.
Yeah, good pressure by FC Montreal. Tergu played smart. And good combination between right there Porter and Rigi. Hopefully we'll see that in MLS in the near future. And it's going to be key, to use your wingers in this sense. Right now the fullbacks have been a bit shy, at least on the right side, Dominguez. And the Rhinos, once again, tight defensively, not leaving a lot of space.
Charbonneau played back to keeper Max Crepeau. Here's Juguer to the center back partner Charbonneau. Plays it out to Zach Sukunda on the left-hand side. Sukunda looking for options, goes long ball for Porter. And Gomez comes out, does well because Cam Porter had a little real estate if the keeper for Rochester didn't get there.
Yeah, good vision. Vision right there by Secunda. We remember he's a left back, but he's right-footed. So crossing from the right is perfect for him, and might catch some team off guard with that, even though they probably know that about him. In what would they call scouting reports. And good news for the impact. Porter seems comfortable making his runs and being very active on the pitch.
Here's Louis with a long ball for Rigi on the right-hand side. Rigi with Fabo in front of him. He finds Porter. Porter loses possession there, and it ends up going out of play. Not a ton of room for Porter to operate so far, but not a ton of room for anyone to operate so far.
This is
sound defensively for Rochester.
Classic Rhinos when they play away, at least against what we want to see against FC Montreal. They really press you 2-3 players at a time. They don't give you a lot of space, and you won't expect them to be caught on the counter right now.
Here's Porter with Apostolopoulos in front of him, and that one sent out of play. And again,
Tough luck.
Tough. It's been tough for Porter in the early going here. We're in the 10th minute, still 0-0 between FC Montreal and the Rochester Rhinos.
If you have a team that's tight defensively, really keep it simple. You just need to have, pass the ball faster, be more efficient, and just move the ball around to destabilize and unbalance the other team. And right now, the Rhinos will look to counter. They look for the long ball with Dos Santos and Valesky. They have size and speed. And when you have Garcia and Forbes, I think you can afford to do that in a away game.
Here is Juguer. Plays it back to Crepeau. This is Charbonneau. Or else Sukunda, my apologies. And the long ball in Chouinier's direction is sent out of play. Farrell, long ball of his own, looking for Dos Santos. And Louis hits the deck pretty hard. And now it's Montreal in possession here. Chouinier looking for some room. Little off the mark for Rigi. Was a good idea, but the execution just wasn't there as Juguer goes back to retreat. Delangoyette swings it out left. And tough as Charbonneau tries to get forward, lost his footing a little bit, decided to recover and go back. Dominguez with a difficult touch, and Tergu comes in a little late. Dominguez stays down.
Didn't see any bad intention on the tackle, but was kind of dangerous.
I think it's because the awkward touch from Dominguez kind of forced him to make a sudden move.
Exactly. Hopefully the cleats didn't seem to be up. The referee understands the situation. Didn't see any bad intent from Sofiane Tergu, and just to calm down and not to be as aggressive next time, because he will definitely be on his yellow card list to be.
Nice gesture there by Tergu to pat Dominguez on the back.
It's right there on
Dominguez
the
still
replay.
not back up.
Dominguez a
He is
heavy
now.
touch, and Tergu goes for the tackle. Yeah, I think he hurts his ankle right there, but there was no bad intention from Tergu on that play, as you just saw on the replay.
Sukunda, first one here, cuts back to the middle, finds Louis. Louis again looking for the long ball, looking for Porter. Apostolopoulos able to break that up with the header. And this is Canardo Forbes. For Samuel, play up the field with the right foot, but it kind of just turns out to be a clearance, and it's going to be a Montreal throw at their own half. Grepo, to the right, Mayor Shigat. Broken up again here on the right-hand side by Tergu. That battle here on this side of the pitch, Sofiane, the near side between Tergu and Dominguez, starting to be pretty physical.
Exactly, and Bob is asking for players to really cut and go deep behind the fullbacks as much as they can, and switch positions as he was giving instruction to Tergu, and probably giving more freedom to do what he has to do. Right now, a player we haven't seen a lot, Ryan James on the right side for the Rhinos has been very quiet right now. And probably a good job by Sekunda and Chouanière to keep him at bay. They have to defend more. FC Montreal's been attacking a lot on the left side of the pitch, on the Rhinos' right side.
Ryan James, a 22-year-old midfielder from Mississauga, Ontario. So there is some Canadian flavor to this Rochester side. Dominic Samuel, also on the right-hand side, is from Toronto, Ontario. So there are some Canadian flavor in the starting 11 here. Tergu plays it out to the left. Dos Santos fakes the shot, cuts back right, well off the target. And it's going to be a Montreal goal kick.
Interesting play. Just after Bob Lilly sending some instruction to his players, like 4 Rhinos players went up front and aligned very high up with the back line of FC Montreal, and directly, I think it was Garcia that went for the cross that Santos controlled. So right away, I think the Rhinos started settling in. They're not as nervous. They're taking their time, and I do expect them to be a bit more offensively creative and a bit offensively aggressive right now, as FC Montreal has been a bit stifled. But again, they're doing a lot of runs, not enough passing with the quality that they have. So more passing, less running will be key for FC Montreal.
So 0-0 here. 15 minutes in, and Gomez sends that one right out of play. Get into the game through the USL social media channels. Follow the USL on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for news, live game updates, and video highlights from across the league. And it is a busy weekend across the USL, so you will want to follow them on all those platforms to stay up to date.
If you're watching the game, follow the hashtag MTLVROC and hashtag FC Montreal for your local FC Montreal tweets also.
Here's Charbonneau looking right, opts for the short pass to Juguer. Juguer for Dominguez on near the right touchline, and Dominguez is going to get called on the foul there on Tergu. Not sure if Dominguez's ankle is still bothering him, and it looks like it is. I thought he maybe might have lost a shoe, or the foot came out of the shoe, but it looks like that he's still feeling that last challenge, and as he puts his foot in there to knock over Tergu, he still feels it on the right-hand side.
And hopefully it won't affect his play, but I'm almost guarantee that the Rhinos will play on that side to try and test his ankle and his ability to defend correctly.
Apostolopoulos, nice job there from Dos Santos to settle it down off his chest and turn that into a pass. So I believe that was Canardo Forbes. Here's a Rochester throw. Long throw there for Dos Santos, who heads it forward. And Volesky there tried to get by, almost did. But Montreal able to break that up. Headed forward. And Charbonneau clears, looking for Porter. And Farrell and Porter get tangled up, and Farrell hits the deck. And the call goes against FC Montreal.
Right now, FC Montreal is playing into the Rhinos game, playing more long balls, making the game into long ball duels in the air. So it's not necessarily at FC Montreal's advantage, and basically, they need to keep the ball on the ground as much as they can. And the Rhinos will definitely cross a lot as they start to go up the field, like right now.
Here's Fewo, will cross it in, and that one looked like Volesky got a piece of it, couldn't get it on goal though. I think here's Montreal in possession.
I think Charbonneau deflected that cross. Could have been on almost goal, but we'll see on the replay.
Here is Rigi. Loses possession to Fewo. Cut to the middle. This is Voleski. Voleski with a bit of an awkward touch, looking to play back to Fewo. It goes to Turgu. Cross it in. Dos Santos. What a save from Crépeau. Rochester maintained possession, and Montreal clears it. But what a save from Max Crépeau, and Dos Santos is still down.
What a play by the Rhinos, and what a cross. One-time touch from Turgu into the box, and Crépeau positioned himself to make sure he covers the angle, and a big clash between Crépeau and the Rhinos players down. It was Dos Santos, like you said, Steven Dos Santos went for the header, and an almost sure goal that Crépeau saved. Huge save.
What a save. Let's take another look at it
See
here.
the combination there. Voleski left alone once again. And Turgu, one-time cross. Beautiful, beautiful cross. Santos and Crépeau was perfectly positioned to really make sure to stop any angle, to cover any angle he could, and
See
beautiful
from a
play.
different angle. It looked like it didn't even happen. It happened after the header. Oh, maybe he got a Crépeau cleat
Or a knee.
to the midsection, something like that. That's what it looked like. But nonetheless, Rochester
As a corner kick.
will have a corner kick here, as Dos Santos forced to come off. So it will be Rochester down a man. Corner low, sent in. Rochester gets ahead on it, and Farrell there. Farrell scored 2 goals a week ago in a draw at home last Saturday. So you got to be careful.
He's the co-leader for the Rhinos in goals scored this season, so he's dangerous. FC Montreal needs to take care of the size advantage from the
Forbes
Rhinos.
will drive one in again, and the header there that goes over goal. I believe that was Farrell again who got ahead on it, but it is out of play.
We see why he scored 3 goals this season.
Yes,
his
we did.
his presence in the box is quite obvious. Good quality, good positioning, and tall and good air time for Mr. Joseph Farrell.
Crépeau sends goal kick well past midfield, looking for Tabla, but that one headed forward by Farrell. It's Dos Santos who's now back into the game, and he's hobbling again. It looks like he took a cleat.
From Yoseke, possibly. But at this point, like we previously said, FC Montreal playing the long ball game that the Rhinos want them to play, and to be honest, it's not to their advantage. They need to play on the ground, quick passes.
Forbes looking on the right-hand side for James. That one just a little too long. James unable to catch up to it, and it's going to go out again. Crépeau has a goal kick coming.
Well, there's one player I barely heard his name, or pretty much saw him also, was Balou Jean-Yves Tabla. Hasn't had much of the ball.
Not much after the early first couple minutes.
Exactly. So it's important that they need to be everyone to be involved, keep the ball on the ground, control the rhythm as much as you can. You're playing at home, and try not get sucked into the physicality style of the Rhinos. Even though they're physical, it's a classical cliche for the Rhinos, but we see on a few plays they're very technical. They can play. Forbes and Garzi are key for these guys.
Here is Forbes playing it for Fewo on the right, or on the left-hand side, excuse me. Now one out of play, Montreal ball. Dominguez will do the honors. Will go for the long throw, looking for Tabla, but that one intercepted very nicely by Apostolopoulos. Good anticipation. Mayor Giguère passes it back to his keeper, Crépeau. Slow things down. Not a ton of chances, Sofiane. Just one really good one for Rochester, but Montreal haven't generated a quality scoring chance just yet. We are 21 minutes in here. Montreal boots that one forward. Apostolopoulos puts it high to the middle, and Yoseke heads it forward. This is Porter. With Fewo there, he intercepts it from Fewo, and a nice move by Porter to get around one Rochester player. Tried to slip the pass behind, but it was broken up.
Nice play by Porter, but right there, Schwaniak, we're looking for teammates, for solutions. FC Montreal needs to play faster, less running by yourself, 1v2, and more passing of the ball. So
Schwaniak keeps it in on the side. Mike Garzi there. And finally, Rochester able to clear with Voleski chasing down Januk Charbonneau, and Charbonneau hanging on there, taken down.
yeah,
But he had to hang on as Voleski was coming pretty hard.
exactly, breathing down his neck, and Voleski had to little tuck shirt on Charbonneau, who has been a real warrior for FC Montreal, the natural right back, playing again as a center back.
Crepeau plays it out wide for Charbonneau. Looks up the left sideline for Secunda. Loses possession, and here is Rochester, but a nice sliding tackle from Yoseke to break that one up. Turgu plays it back for Fewo. Fewo back for Turgu.
Nice move
Does
there.
a great job to get away from a couple of Montreal players, but in vain because the pass goes straight to Meyer Juguer. And here's Tabla, went up for the header, went behind both players, and now Dos Santos making a run. Dominguez there trying to break it up. Much bigger Dos Santos putting some pressure, and Dominguez ends up sending it off a Rochester player and out of play.
Well, going back to that Turgu dribble, the most beautiful dribbles are usually the simplest one. So that was very smooth by Sofiane Turgu, and Dominguez being challenged more and more on the left side. The Rhinos really concentrating with Forbes, Turgu, and Dos Santos on the left side, so a lot of challenge, and which brings up Rigi. It forces Rigi to come down the pitch and defend even more, and Porter also really stay behind the line. So the Rhinos doing a good job by having a higher ball, having possessing the ball in a much higher part of the pitch, suffocating a little bit FC Montreal in the, at this point in the first half.
And a giveaway there. And Rochester trying to start something, but unable to do so as Montreal intercepts. This is Louis Belangoyet playing it out wide for Dominguez on the right-hand side. He'll play it forward looking for Ricci. Cut off by Fewo, but Fewo kind of missed his clearance there. Ricci intercepts. Ricci will cross, but Gomez scoops it up. Nike's a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. You can also go to nike.com/soccer, as you see on the bottom of the screen.
A little bit of spark ignited by FC Montreal. Rigi always making his runs, stretching out the pitch as much as he can, and trying to make himself, invisible when he gets those balls and makes his runs against, this time, Bradley Fail. So
here's Charbonneau, but he loses possession off the touch. And here's James. He'll cross it in looking for Voleski, but again, Crepeau comes out, and he does well to do that because there was a lot of room for Voleski if he wasn't there. A tough touch from Rigi there, broken up by Mike Garzi, and he sends it out of play.
Great anticipation by Crepeau right there. Did a good job. Voleski dangerous as usual. And like we said, the Rhinos, they're going to test the water, counter you a few times, try and take more ball possession if you're willing to give it to them. And right now they've been the most dangerous team in this first half. FC Montreal needs to push a little bit forward, push a little bit up, and try to find more space between the lines of the Rhinos right now.
Even go between Chouanier and Belangoyet, and again, nice move there by Chouanier to get around a couple players, and he's taken down. No choice as he was building up speed. He's going from left to right, right to left.
The dribbling was nice. It unfortunately did not create much space for a passing solution. The Rhinos were controlling his flow in a way, but he gets the foul. A key free kick for FC Montreal.
Chouanier is elusive, I'll tell you that.
What a dribbler. Really good moves. Ryan James on the foul right there, but if you're able to unbalance your opponent, you get chances, whether it's with fouls and free kicks or finding space between the lines or between players.
Free kick from Montreal. Louis will do the honors. Swing it into the box, looking for Yoseke, but the header,
nice.
He's unable to connect with the head and just goes out of play. It was a good idea, Sofiane.
Nice
unfortunately, again, execution not there.
A bit of nerves. Setup play seems perfect. The Rhinos are caught off guard. Yoseke probably his role was probably to head the ball into the box for a trailing FC Montreal player to tap it in. But good news for FC Montreal. The free kicks has not been their forte last year, offensive free kicks, and at least defensively, defensively they have been much better vis-a-vis last year. So Rhinos survive I think Montreal's first attack.
Montreal player heads that one out of play. I believe that was Zach Secunda. It's a Rochester throw in Montreal territory. Long throw for Voleski. Voleski looking for options. He'll play it back to Samuel. Cross it into the box looking for Turgu. And Crepeau again with the steady hands to snuff out the attack.
Crepeau really instilling confidence into his squad. Being dominant in his box is very key psychologically, and obviously keeping and winning the ball in your box, so that's very key for FC Montreal.
Porter wins the head duel with Apostolopoulos, but sends the ball straight out of play. Here's Farrell, left-footed clearance, plays it forward. Baron Giguère there, just gets a touch on it. Ends up going to Jeannot Charbonneau, who plays it back for his keeper. Charbonneau back to Crépeau there. Crépeau playing it forward for Louis, who turns, looking on the right-hand side for Baron Giguère. But that pass way off the mark. Luckily, it's a poor touch from the Rochester Rhinos, and it ends up back in Montreal possession. Here's Tabla, again trying to make something happen, but intercepted by Rochester.
Good by Yoseke.
Yoseke with a great job, and he's called on the foul.
Probably a handball.
Or was it a handball?
Might have been a handball under control, I'm not sure, but good interception, at least anticipation to intercept the ball. And that's what you need.
Ryan James lucky there, I'll tell you that.
100%. And sometimes luck needs to be on your side, but in this case, that's exactly what FC Montreal needs to do. If the Rhinos are really shutting down and being defensively, conservative, every mistake they make on a control, on a ball that's too long, a heavy touch, this is where you come in and be more aggressive. That's where you need Yoseke and Louis Montréal to be more aware. They've been doing a good job this game, but every chance you get, you need to take advantage of it. Against especially an experienced team like the Rhinos.
Rigi playing it forward, looking for Porter. That one broken up, but Tabla recovers it again. Heavy touch by Tabla, sent out of play. Montreal did have Porter getting forward. Nothing there, but we'll see if anything comes of this. Here's a throw-in from Dominguez, goes right under the foot of Tabla. And Farrell clears, looking for Dos Santos. Dos Santos there, nice sliding play by Giguère to make sure Dos Santos couldn't get by him with the ball.
Right now, the forward four need to be able to speak to each other and sync up for FC Montreal. And right now, that lack of communication between.
And here's Turgu cutting into the box, broken up. Forbes there, but cleared by Mayor Giguère. And all of a sudden now, Rochester starting to have a little bit of possession deep in Montreal territory.
On their left side, on FC Montreal's right side again. That's where they seem to feel they have advantage right now. They have an advantage of FC Montreal, but. Actually, they're getting more confidence on both sides of the pitch.
There's Yoseke.
FC Montreal needs to find a way to add a bit of oxygen to their game and try to take away that pressure that Rhinos have been putting on them.
A difficult touch there from Louis, a little heavy. And Rochester gets possession back. Forbes back to Ferro. Okay, back to Forbes. For Farrell in his own half. Farrell for Garzi. Samuel on the right-hand side. That all-Canadian right side for Rochester. This is Gomez settling things down. And really no pressure on him, so no need to speed things up. He booms one forward. And Giguère there again heads it forward to Louis. Louis taking down, and Montreal earns free kick.
Once again, Forbes making his presence felt in the center midfield area. Garcia and Forbes have been, basically, a sort of solid platform for the Rhinos, and FC Montreal, equivalent in Yoseke and Ruben Montréal, need to be able to be more involved in plays. The top four players are not necessarily 100% aware of each other and assist communication-wise, especially with Porter being put in, as basically barely trained with them all season long. So they need to find a way. They need individuals to step up a little bit.
Throwing deep in Rochester territory for Montreal. Here's Rigi cutting to the left, tried to sneak one through the Porter, but Rochester there to break that up. And that one off Dominguez and out of play, Rochester ball. 31st minute, approaching minute 32. Still 0-0 here. Complex Sportif Claude-Robillard between FC Montreal and Rochester Rhinos. Here's Chouanière. Goes backwards to his left-hand side, looking for Sukunda, but broken up there by Samuel. Montreal maintains possession. Charbonneau looking to play deep to Tabla, and Tabla stepped on there by Apostolopoulos, and he goes down. And Montreal get a free kick in a dangerous spot, Sofiane.
No, good job by Tabla for getting the ball. I was hoping to see a give and go with Porter or someone else to try to make a run to the box. was it Apostolopoulos who fouled
Yeah.
Tabla, and who fouled Balou, who made sure who couldn't have didn't have enough time to release the ball. But in this kind of situation, when you're missing a pivot striker, other players, even though Cameron is a sort of number 9 striker, they're missing other players. This type of forward be able to hold the ball, like a Voleski or Dos Santos, they're able to really hold the ball enough for the team to come up higher on the pitch. But you never know. With free kicks between Rochester and Chaudière, it could be beautiful if they could score from this distance.
So it's Chouanière. Louis Chouanière will take it. He hits it right off the wall. Montreal appealing for a handball. They didn't get it. And here's Secunda on the left-hand side. Plays it back for Yoseke. For Chouanière. Chouanière plays it backwards for Louis. Will tap it back in his own half. And obviously not there between Louis Belancoyet and Marco Dominguez. That one goes out of play. Unforced error. Voleski plays it back to Ferro. Swing it in. And again, Kripo there, and the steady hands of Max Kripo have been busy here in this first half.
Exactly, he has been very busy earning his paycheck, and in the sense, good control by Porter right there.
Here's Dos Santos with a ball for Voleski. Voleski cutting into the box. He's got Jaguar in front of him. Yoseke there to close the space. Plays it back for Forbes, but that one's off the mark. And here is David Chouanière in transition. Chouanière with a ball looking for Tabla. It ends up going to Porter instead. Porter plays it forward. And a nice job there by Farrell to knock that one out of play. Montreal's coming though. Here's Tabla. Plays it back for Rigi. Rigi cuts left. Plays it back for Mayor Giguère. Swings it to his left for Jean-Luc Charbonneau. Charbonneau back to Giguère.
On the previous play, you saw the combination, the 1-2 between Porter and Balou. And that's what the FC Montreal needs to do. Release the ball, make runs, and unbalance to the point.
Montreal's got a lot of possession right now. Here's Louis looking on the left-hand side for Secunda, but that one headed away by Samuel. And Chouanière maintains possession for Montreal. Cut back to the middle, finds Dominguez. Nice pass there. Dominguez will play it into the box, but Gomez there scoops it up.
A little bit of impatience there by FC Montreal, but a little bit better. And once again, the Rhinos don't seem to be panicking. They seem to be relaxed. They know what they're doing. Defensively, they're aware what's happening.
Intercepted by Yoseki in the middle of the park, but Rochester recovers. Here's a ball, and Giguère's going to get there first. Voleski was coming, though he did well, Giguère did, to break that up. But Giguère loses possession to Turgu. He plays it to Voleski, now back to Turgu. Cuts into the box, and Dominguez there stands tall, breaks it up, and again, that one is going to go out for a goal kick. Took a while, but the referee decided to give the goal kick to Montreal.
Now, good defensive duo by Yoseke and Dominguez. Yoseke right now
And Yoseki
down, seems to be
remains
injured.
down.
Picked up a knock maybe. Medical staff asked to come on the pitch.
Keep up to date with the USL all season long by visiting uslsoccer.com for everything you need to know about the USL. As Yoseki is back up, and he's limping off the pitch. He's limping pretty badly. He'll get some attention here on the sideline. We'll see if he's able to continue, but a guy who's played well in the middle of the park for FC Montreal.
It will be a big loss for them, but hopefully he can come back. Maybe just picked up a knock, get some walk it off, hopefully.
And he's jogging now on the sideline, so it looks like he'll be okay.
Good news.
Here's Porter trying to get around Apostolopoulos, and Porter with a little bit of a bump on Apostolopoulos there.
I call that a
Might have
foul
been a
for
little
aggressive.
soft, yeah.
Kind of a foul for being too aggressive. I'm not sure, but to be honest, Porter had the advantage and didn't seem to be necessarily a foul, but referee gave the benefit of the doubt to the defense. Yet again, Rhinos defense not panicking.
And Yoseki back in the game here for Montreal, so it looks like he will be able to continue. Gomez plays a long ball, looking for Dos Santos. Yoseki there, good leap. Looks like he's okay. Gets ahead on it. Montreal gets possession back. Keeper Crepeau will play it on the left, looking for Chouanière. That one cut off by James. And James trying to create something on the right-hand side. Montreal able to break that up.
Yannouk, no nonsense. Charbonneau kicks the ball out, keeps it simple. And he wants to make sure he doesn't need to control the ball and take risk around his box, around this FC Montreal surface, and just kick the ball out. It's very important. Sometimes you need to keep it simple and just to kick the ball away.
Turgu plays it in for Voleski, but a nice job there by Mayor Jurguev to break that up. Dominguez heads it forward. Here's Garzi. Played in Dos Santos' direction, and Dos Santos ends up winning the ball back. Dominguez stays down, and Dos Santos will send it into the box. Here's James, will cross it in, looking for Turgu, will play it back for Dos Santos with the right-footed strike, blocked by Rigi. Rochester maintained possession. Here's Turgu. Back for Fairwell. On the left, he's got Rigi in front of him, and nice pass there, backheel pass for Turgu. Turgu there, the ball crossed into the 6, and it just goes through, nobody home.
Turgu and Fairwell have been having found the left side. You know, before Dominguez.
Everything's coming down the left.
Exactly. That's their strength right now. Ryan James seems to be more defensive minded right now. We see Fairwell right there, sucking in both Dominguez and
That's
Rigi.
a cheeky little back heel there.
Exactly, and perfect cross, to be honest. Dos Santos almost gets in. James also, and Crepeau, you know, was pretty much in no man's land if someone was able to head the ball, tap it in.
Here's Tabla with possession in the middle. He does lose it. This is Forbes. Forbes with Goseki all over him. Rochester maintains. Here's Garzi taken down by Tabla. Foul called.
A bit of frustration by FC Montreal right here. They're playing into the Rhinos' hands by being a bit frustrated right now, but they can't afford to play these aerial battles and play in close quarters against the Rhinos. They need to enjoy the space and create space and go make runs behind the defender. They need to make more runs. They need to give more solutions for the player who has the ball. And the player who has the ball doesn't need to run 10 meters to go his way. They need to release and run, and always support each other in the passing lane. That's what's key.
Yoseki plays it for Charbonneau, looking for Chouanière again. Chouanière's got Sukunda on the left, but he builds up a little too much speed, and there was some offside there on Sukunda, but sometimes maybe Chouanière going a little bit too fast and then has to take a heavy touch at the end and kind of lose possession.
And there's no synchronization with the runs of his fullback. Sukunda's making a few runs. They just need to synchronize better. You know, Rigi and Dominguez have been much better chemistry in this game. You know, quotation mark, it wasn't great chemistry. And when you basically the four offensive players up top, you know, Balou, Rigi, Chouanière, and Porter need to be more synced up. They're basically playing their own game by themselves. Rigi's a bit more collective. He doesn't mind, like, he's a passer. He's obviously a goal scorer, but he likes to pass as a winger. And he doesn't have to dribble as much as Chouanière, but they need to be more synced up. The Mariners right now, even though you go at them, you can dribble your way through 2-3 players, but if you do it horizontally, it doesn't do much. Or vertically, it doesn't do much against a very organized team. So.
Fairwell with the throw-in. Played for Turgu, and a nice header forward for Dos Santos. Dos Santos with the right-footed strike coming down the left side, and Crepeau gets a piece. And that's another corner coming for Rochester.
Good save by Crepeau. And once again on the left side, Dos Santos is a mix between a left wing center forward with his size.
They go left foot there, a little surprising.
Exactly. So it's going to be important to be aware in this corner kick with Joseph Farrell, who's probably going to have a touch on that corner kick.
Yeah, I think that that's where they're going to spot. That's what Bernardo Forbes is going to try to spot out here. Here is Forbes. Cross it in. And Dos Santos there, and he heads it just over goal. Rochester comes close, but no cigar. So interesting that there's been a little bit of build-up for Montreal, and you'll see the replay right here, Sofiane.
Yeah, quite a few targets.
Some big guys in there.
Exactly.
And Dos Santos there, just over goal. Comes close.
Balou with the control right there. Exactly.
Balou, nice play there on the right-hand side for Dominguez. And that one goes out of play off Tergu. Montreal throw it in Rochester territory as you hear the fans urging their team on. It is Balou and Forbes in a battle there. Forbes ends up winning it. This is Dos Santos. And Dos Santos showing the official his right arm, saying there's probably a scratch or a handprint there.
But it was a foul by Marco Dominguez.
Good crowd here at Complex Sports in Claude-Robillard. Apostolopoulos, good forward. Dominguez heads it there. This is Louis to Chouanière. Chouanière, a nice ball there for Secunda up the left-hand side. Secunda with some speed. Now one broken up by James, out of play. Montreal ball though.
A bit better from the left side of FC Montreal, trying to take on Samuel and James on the right side for the Rhinos, who have been having more defensive duties right now. Handball back in out of Forbes called against Forbes for another free kick for FC Montreal. But going back to the style of play, FC Montreal, like they did a bit like against the Rebels, to stretch the play, long passes, then play in the middle, do it again, play in the middle, to be able to unbalance the other team. And Rhinos right now, the team was able to do that. Velasquez the main point, Dos Santos on the right, using Turgu to add more numbers on the left to overpower Dominguez and Rigi. So that's what the Rhinos have been good at this first half.
And again, Montreal with a free kick in a dangerous spot. Louis is going to take this one.
Giguère and Yoseke trying some kind of combination right there.
If somebody can get a head or a foot on it.
Interesting.
We're in the 44th minute, Sofiane, so time is winding down in this first half. Here's a kick. It's low and headed away, but in the general direction of Tabla, who's right there and very wisely lets it go out of play. Montreal gets a first corner kick of the afternoon. Chouanière will take it. He opts to play it short. Ricci's got some space. Ricci will send it in. Broken up by Turku. But Montreal opts to play the corner kick very quickly. Got something out of it. Still no goal. And Yoseki, as he's going backwards, takes a spill. But he recovers.
No
and here's
offside.
Dos Santos. He's onside. And he's streaking down the right-hand side. Dos Santos cuts into the box. Looks to play. Here's Turgu with a strike. And it's blocked. And that wasn't Turgu. That was James with a strike. And it's off a Montreal player and out of play.
Nice counter. And what I like in that defensive play for FC Montreal.
Never mind. It's a goal kick, Sophia. I thought it went off.
From
Montreal.
From our angle, yeah. I also thought it was going to be a deflection. But the run from the Rhinos is very, very beautiful to watch. Very well orchestrated. Garzi wins the ball and really releases it up front. And what I liked is that Dominguez was able to try and cover Voleski, so it doesn't become an option for Santos.
Grepo plays it on the left. It goes straight out of play, and it's just a giveaway to Rochester. Unforced error there.
Unforced error there.
Samuel with the throw. James heads it forward. Charbonneau kind of whiffs on the clearance, but he's able to get it up the field a little bit. Garzi will play it back, and this is Voleski again, and he's onside, and he's into the box. Voleski with a strike. Goal! Christian Voleski does it against Montreal again, just like we said.
Christian Montreal Killer Voleski. His unique name as of now. Make it official or not. And to be honest, on a quick play at the end of the half, barely less than a minute left in extra time, the Rhinos deservedly take the lead. Voleski takes advantage of a half a second of, I would say, lack of concentration and scoring efficiency on their side to be able to score a beautiful goal.
Can't give the ball away in your own half, Sophia.
Exactly.
Does not lead to good.
And they haven't done that throughout the whole half for FC Montreal. But when they do against a veteran team, against Voleski, they take up.
So we are in added time. There's a minute of added time, so not very much of an opportunity for Montreal to draw something up. They will go for the long ball, but it's settled down by Apostolopoulos. And he will play it forward in James' direction. It goes over James and Secunda. Montreal sends it back into Rochester half. And now a bad giveaway from Mario Giguère, and all of a sudden Crepeau does well to come out, but now he's trapped and he ends up clearing it. But again, and that will do it for the first half, Sofiane. And again, crisis averted.
Controls the ball, does a sombrero, kicks the ball away.
He's been busy, let's put it that way. The goal clearly not his fault. You mentioned it, Sofiane. Now that the first 45 is in the books, not a ton of breakdowns at the back, but the one that does happen, the giveaway in the middle in your own half, well, it ends up in the back.
You can't afford it against the Rhinos. And the Rhinos have been a bit quiet in the first half vis-a-vis their style. Last year, they were able to dominate at Stade Saputo turf field, but at Complexe Rochester-Robillard, the new Rhinos of 2016 are really showing why they're reigning champions of USL. How with a small mistake they can make things happen, and FC Montreal has not been efficient on that giveaway. Samuel releases the ball to Volesky. Heavy touch, cripple, backs away. Not sure he backs away. Not sure if he's supposed to go and cut the angle for Volesky, but Volesky did a perfect job. And to be honest, they beat the offside trap, and this play could have happened 25 times in the first half, and FC Montreal was able to do so. But on that one play, Volesky was very aware and efficient.
We'll have second half action between FC Montreal and Rochester when we come back at the half. It's Rochester 1, Montreal 0.
Moi, c'est J'ai vraiment pris à cause de son nom.
Welcome back to FC Montreal Soccer here on the USL YouTube channel. It's 1-0 for Rochester as they get a goal late in that first half, Sofiane, with a breakdown. A turnover in your own half usually doesn't lead to good things. And who else but Christian Voleski to score against FC Montreal? I think that's 3 in a game and a half for Voleski with 45 to go. But Sofiane, overall, Montreal's body of work in the first half. What'd you like? What didn't you like?
I like the defensive awareness most of the time, but offensively has been very poor. Lack of communication. The top 4 offensively, we're talking about Porter, Chouanière, Rigi, and Balou, have been very poor. They each seems to be playing their own game and not really connected with each other, even though the lack of space given by the Rhinos via the center back line and also Garcia and Forbes really is suffocating the midfield. Louis Belonguet and Nevolo Yosuke are doing a decent job trying to add more numbers up front, but at the end they have really trouble creating chances and finding solutions. So each player is playing by himself offensively, and the lack of support from the fullbacks, Dominguez and Secunda, hasn't helped. And that's kudos to the Rhinos' defensive awareness.
Okay, so Coach Sofiane, put your coach's hat on. What adjustments do you want to see Montreal make? I mean, is it just a question of cohesion in the offensive third, or is there more they can do?
Well, if they continue for the first 10 minutes and they still play each in their own island. Honestly, maybe they can bring a more, sort of different kind of style of players. It could be Lanco Joseph, a sort of like a playmaker.
Right.
But whoever comes in needs to bring fire into the pitch, not make runs and not just like wait for the ball to come to you and control and then run. You need to make runs, create space, and really have more overlapping runs from the fullbacks. You need to take risks. Because right now, Rhinos are leading. The FC Montreal needs to score at home, and they're going to wait for them and counter-attack all second half. So you need to take a risk, and you need also a forward, whether it's called Porter, whether it's called Julie, whoever it is, to really sacrifice himself to play as a pivot striker and hold the ball for the offensive midfielders to be able to play around him. Without that, they have no chance.
So I know it's tough to obviously evaluate. They didn't create very, very much. I don't think they had one quality scoring chance in the first 45. But overall, you're looking at Cameron Porter, and what are you seeing?
Physically, he seems fine. He's not making the runs I was hoping he would make, sort of as a natural striker. He's running too much horizontally if you look at the pitch.
But is that maybe trying to do too much?
Well, because once again, each of them are playing by themselves,
right.
So they're not communicating enough. They're not synced up. Porter hasn't practiced with the team for the past, forever, for the whole season. He's a Montreal Impact player, so they need to be able to be more aware of each other. And Porter, sacrifice yourself to be able to give the ball and just make your runs, but make smart runs, not just run and just go into the box. That's Regi's job and Chouanière's job. Make yourself available into the box, and him and Balou are basically going to be the goal scorers potentially for the team right now.
So early in that first half, and even midway through that first half, let's say Max Crépeau was very, very solid, came up with a huge save on Dos Santos there as the ball was crossed into the 6. But unfortunately, a moment of hesitation led to that goal. But overall, still a very good body of work for Max Crépeau.
Yeah, Crépeau is boosting up his CV as a potential starter in MLS, hopefully for the Impact. And he's just continuing to improve every game. And he has been key for the Impact. Kronberg was a veteran 2 games ago, and Crépeau is coming in as trying to be the number 2 eventually for the Impact and number 1 obviously, and he has been key right now. Offensive, he's been very aware in his box and very cool and collected for FC Montreal.
Let's go back down to pitch level as the players are emerging from the locker room. Welcome back. Second half action here from Le Centre Sportif Claude-Robillard. Joey Alfieri, Sofiane Benzaza with you. And it's 1-0 for the Rochester Rhinos over Montreal. And Sofiane, I mean, Montreal held on for dear life. Well, not for dear life, actually. That's not fair. I think
For most of the half,
they were held on. They held on for most of the half. But in the end, a mistake and hesitation by your keeper. Do I come out? Do I not come out? And it ends up in the back of the net.
Well, Volesky
Yeah, I know.
instills fear into USL goalkeepers and kickoff coming up. But this is Volesky. That's what he does. But Kripo, kudos for being strong throughout the game to keep a clean sheet as much as he could during the first half.
And we are finally underway here in the second half. Will Montreal be able to muster anything offensively? It's been a struggle this season. It's been a struggle in this game. And we'll see if the likes of Rigi and Porter and Chouanière and Tabla can get on with it here.
Exactly. They need to sync up with each other. Really, they need to be able, to be honest, small objectives. Consecutive forward passes between each other by gaining terrain in the sense, going forward in an efficient way. Doing vertical runs, it's not gonna do much if you're not making runs. If the other players are not making runs to be able to do.
Repos will boot that one forward. Hits Porter in the chest, and here's Cam Porter on the left-hand side. Porter cuts to the middle. Back to Charbonneau. Charbonneau will play it forward. Farrell there breaks it up. And this is Bernardo Forbes playing it to Dos Santos. Dos Santos
Offsides.
looking for James on the right-hand side, but he was well offside. And the official side, you and I saw it. Everybody in the building saw it. So it is back to Montreal. Charbonneau plays it back to Maxime Crepeau. Charbonneau for Giguère.
You see right there, throughout the first half, the Rhinos did not stop starting this half. Dos Santos and Volesky pressing high up on the center back.
Charbonneau finds Chouanière, tried to play it for Tabla, but Samuel there to break it up. Here's Garzi who swings it out to the left-hand side for Fewo. Will play it forward. Sofiane Turgu sends to the right-hand side with Sukunda there to head it. Samuel will boot it, right-footed clearance. Charbonneau goes back to his own half and plays it back to his keeper, Maxime Crepeau. Crepeau boots one. And it looked like Farrell and Porter got tangled up. And the call goes against Montreal's Cam Porter. James plays it back to Samuel. This is Apostolopoulos, and that one was hot.
Good pressure by Rigi there.
And Rigi did well to kind of obstruct Apostolopoulos. Not obstruct him, but maybe put a little pressure on him. And almost created an unforced error. And this is Belangoyet in the middle of the park. He'll swing it out to the left side. Settled down nicely, chest head for Chouanière. He cuts to the right. Chouanière looking to create, but Farrell there. And this is James in possession for Rochester.
A little bit too cute by Chouanière. Interesting, but sometimes you need to make it more simple. Even if Ballou's asking for the ball, you don't necessarily have to pass it to him, especially in a low success situation right there.
Here's Samuel with the throw in. Looking for Turgu. Turgu near the touchline, keeps it in, but Montreal gets possession. This is Porter with some white shirts around him there. He's well surrounded, like 5 white shirts. He looks up and he's surrounded by some Rochester players. Volesky wins the ball back. Here's Garzi. To Fewo, play it back to Joe Farrell. Apostolopoulos.
Rhinos
Tergu, and slowly building up the attack here. The Rhinos are.
Exactly.
Fewo gives it off to Tergu on the left-hand side. Will cross it in. Charbonneau there breaks it up nicely, and that one goes out of play. It's a Rochester throw-in.
Like you said, Joey, they're building the play. They're playing much higher on the pitch, and they're basically walking their way into the FC Montreal's area.
Tergu will cut in. A nice ball there for Fewo. Fewo will cross it in. Dos Santos goal! 2-0 Rochester.
Yeah, you could feel it. Great goal by Rochester. FC Montreal, obviously no fire in their game, coming back from the locker room. Whatever halftime speech was given by Philippe Rafoy did not work for FC Montreal, and they don't seem to be into the game right now in the second half. The Rhinos were basically passing casually, making smart runs. Turgu wasn't challenged much, and an easy cross for Feo, and an easy tap-in for Dos Santos. Even the center back didn't want Dos Santos. So mentally right now, they seem to be down and now ready to take on the second half, and it's already 2 goals in less than 1 minute in play time for the Rhinos. Between the end of the first half and the beginning of the second half.
And it looks like Montreal's going to have to shake things up here.
You see
Substitution
Turgu
is
there,
coming.
no challenges. Feo playing by the offside line. Beautiful cross to Santos, who makes a run and beaten by Charbonneau. So very easy there.
Montreal building on the right-hand side. They will get a throw in there. Deep in Rochester territory. Here's Dominguez who will take it. Broken up way too easily by Rochester there. This is Dos Santos getting around a couple of Montreal players, and here he comes, making a run, and he's closing in on the box. He's alone with Charbonneau. Dos Santos with a shot, and Crépeau makes a big save.
Beautiful save
to keep the scoreline at 2-0.
That's what they need right now. They need a lifeline, and Crépeau is keeping them in the game as much as he can.
Louis taking down Montreal ball, and the substitution is going to be made. Aaron Mkongilwa is going to try to shake things up for Zach Secunda. So Secunda is coming back from injury. He gets about 51 minutes in his legs, and he will be coming off.
Exactly,
for Mkongilwa.
Decent game by Secunda, but Aaron Mkongilwa brings a more offensive upside, much more aggressive, left wing back, and defensively strong. So they're not losing defensively in the trade, but they need to score more. They need more to play more forward up the pitch, and Aaron will help do that.
That one gets by Oseke, but Voleski obviously played back, and Farrell has to go quickly. And that one, Samuels plays that one off Chouanière, not a play, so it is a Rochester throw. So hopefully the substitution can put some life into Montreal here, and there is the first touch. It's off the head of Aaron Mkongilwa. Chouanière.
Less dribbling, more passing, please.
Chouanière will dribble quite a bit, play it back to Jean-Luc Charbonneau. Cleared with his right. Looking for Porter, but Farrell was the one who was there. Charbonneau again tries to save it, but instead sends it out of play. Samuel with the throw, and Jaguar heads that one out of play for a corner kick. Not sure what happened there, if that was just an errant touch of the head. But a little bit of a silly play there.
Wasn't aware of. I think he was more central to the keeper and passed it back to the keeper, who was way off in his positioning where he thought he was. Another dangerous corner kick for the Rhinos.
I think you should keep an eye on 15, Joe Farrell. Just
never heard of him.
Just saying. Bernardo Forbes will slip it in there. Dos Santos again is right in the neighborhood, but Crépeau comes out, and he does well, because that one was going straight for Dos Santos. And Crépeau looking for Rigi. It was short, but Rigi ends up recovering, cuts to the middle, and he is looking for Balutabla, but that one is well off. And Gomez, who hasn't had to do very much today, ends up scooping that up. Swing it out to James, almost fell out of play. Tabla puts some pressure on him. That one swings back to Samuel. Samuel trying to ditch Balutabla, and it goes out of play instead.
Good pressure by Balou right there to get an important touch for Montreal. Hopefully they can take advantage of this high positioning to be able to create something. They need a spark, they need a goal to come back into this game.
Mkongilwa with the throw. Samuel steps in front of Porter. This is Voleski, who was looking for James, but plays it out instead. James plays very low on this right-hand side.
Defensive duties for this game, and he has done a good job to keep them.
Barzi will swing it out to James. And Aaron pass again. Farrell intercepts in the long ball, looking for Dos Santos. Dominguez trying to catch up. He's able to. Dos Santos one-on-one with Dominguez. Dos Santos will get into the box, cut right, cut left, and that one goes just wide, out for Crepeau. Goal kick.
Okay.
Montreal need to get one back fairly quickly here. They are down 2.
It's all about taking risks, and the Rhinos have a cushy 2-0 lead.
And now you have to take risks. And
Yeah.
it looks like another sub, the sub that you mentioned at half, Sofiane, it looks like that one's finally going to happen here.
Yeah, didn't spark from a guy like Lanco Joseph, but in the meantime, the guys on the
Ricci
pitch
will send it in. Samuel ends up breaking that up. That's Yoseke who plays it out for M. Kongilwa, and James knocks that one away from the fullback. Here's Louis. Nice move to split a couple Rochester players. Here's Jean-Yves Balutabla. Good build up here, Soigneur, and unfortunately, he went forward. The ball stayed where it was, and that's a foul call. That's tough on Soigneur. He took off before he had the ball, and he kind of just left it behind.
He was already playing the next play. He was already playing the next play before finishing with
The substitution will be made, and it's Novello Yoseke who's going to be coming off for Lanco Joseph. Your thoughts on that one, Sofiane?
Well, they take a bit more risk by open up the center midfield area. They basically have one center midfielder in Ruben Ongoyet who's going to be willing to defend. Lanco Joseph will defend, but they probably basically open up the midfield to guys in forms, making their life easier. But you need to take risks. You need to score a goal.
At this point, that's what you need. Lanco Joseph is a playmaker. Right now, you need plays.
If they need plays, they need something to happen.
And Dominguez with the long ball, broken up by Farrell, but Ricci right there recovers. Ricci to Porter. Porter cuts back, and he just too many touches, and it's broken up. He hits the deck, but no call there. This is Christian Valesky. Plays it back for Apostolopoulos to Fewo, who's coming up the left-hand side, just over the midfield stripe. To Garzi, back to Fewo. Sofiane Turgu loses possession.
They call my
The
name.
far
I
side.
wasn't sure why.
Yeah, 2 Sofians. Probably the biggest Sofian in town, apparently not. Here's Balutabla
Nice run by
looking for Porter. Now was a good run. Porter with the left-footed strike. And finally, Thomas Gomez has to get a little dirty, tracking the ball towards goal. It would have missed the target, but still kept it out from going out for a corner.
Have a low percentage to score from there from the left foot.
I think you just want to get something. You want to get something to target here, Sofian. You never know off a player, and you never know what can go in, but they need something right now. They need a spark in the final third.
But at most right now they need to be a bit more organized. But to be panicky and trying to score the goal, you don't have that time and luxury against an organized Rhinos team. So hopefully Lanco Joseph can add more stability, the playmaking ability for FC Montreal.
Here's M. Kongilwa. Nice run, but he is dispossessed by
Santos.
Garzi. And Dos Santos making a run just offside. Just offside. The timing of the run was a little off. Pass maybe came a little late too.
Well, you can have another 5 offside and score a goal out of every 5 offside, so that's fine.
They'll take that.
They'll take that, and you're just gonna tire down the FC Montreal defense, having to make those runs all the time.
Here is Louis. Spots Lanco Joseph. Plays it to Meyer Juguer. Back to Lanco Joseph. Footed pass to Jean-Luc Charbonneau. Charbonneau finds Louis in the middle of the park. Plays it back to the center back, Meyer Juguer. Back to Benoit Goyette.
Well, no one's really making any runs, so it's very static.
Dominguez will try to center one into the box, and that one headed by Farrell to Gomez. And that will do it for that set of Montreal attack.
You could take a picture of that setup. Everyone was set up correctly, even the Rhinos didn't have anyone covered, but no one's making runs to sort of break the offside line and make them, make the Rhinos defense not be aligned, even the midfield. So they're making it too easy right now. I think it seems that the team seems a little bit flat, demotivated from losing 2-0 right now. Maybe they don't feel it's deserved, but
they came out flat for the second 45 right off the bat. So
unexpectedly, to be honest, it was quite a shock to see them so flat and uninterested.
Long throw from Samuel over Dos Santos, and Meyer Juguer tried to head it there. Turgu tried to get a foot on it, but Montreal clears. And it's Rochester ball, and it looks like another substitution is going to be made by Montreal. This is the third one. And Yassin Aitzliman, number 57, is going to come into this game after the next stoppage, and that's going to be right now.
We have the luxury of making 5 substitutions in the USL game. You take advantage as much as you can. You need the spark. And some players are not working out. Well, they don't work out for that game. Bring another.
So they'll hold off on the sub. My apologies. But this will be the third sub. Rochester haven't made one yet. And, you know, Sofiane, for a team that played midweek like Rochester did, Montreal really not making them work too much. Here's Balou Tabla looking for Lenko Joseph, but that one behind him. Dos Santos doesn't even bother because he knows he's way offside. And M. Kongiwa ends up keeping it in near the touchline. Plays it back to Kripo, gets it to Thomas Meyer-Juguet. Meyer-Juguet looking for somebody, crosses the midfield stripe. Looking for Rigi, but Rigi gives up a few inches to Apostolopoulos. Montreal maintain possession. It's now coming onto the left-hand side. Here's M. Kongiwa. Back to Chouanière. Chouanière, nice move to get around a couple players. Finds Cam Porter. Porter with Valesky in front of him. Decides, nope, I'm going to go the other way. Porter will cross one in, broken up by Farrell. And James opts to clear. Back to Charbonneau, who's in his own half, sends a pass to the right for Meyer-Juguet. But again, it just seems it gets to the final third, Sofiane, and there's just nothing doing. Here's Belan Goyette.
Nice move there. But
nice move, but again, extra touch, heavy, loses it to the opposition.
Right now the Rhinos are under siege, and FC Montreal really pushing hard, and just need to be a bit lucky and be more smart in their passes. If there's no option, don't force it.
Dos Santos will play it back to Gomez. Porter closing the gap, but Gomez able to get it off. This is James, heads it forward. Meyer-Juguet settles it down for Louis. Lenko Joseph, nice ball for Porter, who's making a run. Porter enters the box with Samuel in front of him. He gives it to Chouanière, cuts to the right with a strike, and a big save from Thomas Gomez. That's the best opportunity of the game for Montreal.
Much better, and you see right there the quick release to Porter, who's making the run. Chouanière follows him, asks for the ball. Chouanière does his classical dribble vertically to be able to create space and find time for a shot. Not good enough to beat Gomez, but much better. I was hoping to see that in the first half, and to be able to see in the second half a much more dangerous shot, and hopefully a goal for FC Montreal. But this, what FC Montreal is doing right now, you see right there, Porter, the good run, stretches out Samuel with him. Chouanière asking for the ball, dribbles, cuts, and shoots. But much better for FC Montreal. Gomez was not challenged that much, but this should have happened in the first half, to be honest. We didn't have a chance.
Substitution will now be made. Yassin Aitzliman comes in, and Cam Porter is out. So Porter gets about 62 minutes in those legs, coming back from ACL surgery last season in MLS. And here is Marco Dominguez coming up on the right-hand side for Rigi. Rigi plays it back to Dominguez, will cross it in, and that cross is blocked and goes out of play. Montreal gets another corner kick coming.
Much better vibe for FC Montreal. 10 minutes after they concede the second goal of the game, 2-0 down, and you can see right there, everyone's motivated. They're taking risks. Dominguez going up the pitch, really trying his best to cross the ball into the box. Corner kick for FC Montreal. Hopefully they can capitalize on at least one set piece this game.
It is driven in. And
this cross was outside.
The cross went outside, and now the substitution is going to be made. Marcos Ugarte is going to come in for that Sofiane Tergou.
Is that a very good game?
Sofiane Tergou very involved, and no bias because you guys have the same first name.
But he had a good game.
He was very influential in the run of play and just in everything that Rochester did. So very good game for Tergou. Did play in France, 4th division in France for a couple of years before playing university or college ball here. Well, not here, but in the United States. So a very good game, and Marcus Ugarte replaces him. This is James, blocked by Louis, and it's going to be a Montreal ball somehow.
It's gone off to James inadvertently.
And again off James and out.
James, who had been defensively perfect this game.
Sound,
really,
very sound.
Honestly, pressure, tackles, leaving little space for Balou throughout the game. And
Gilwa plays it back to Charbonneau.
and was able to really quiet down Chouanière even though he was making his runs. I think James did a great job this game.
Long ball from Giguère looking for Chouanière. Samuel there to break that up. Dominic Samuel, very good. Toronto, Canada, very good in this game. Sound defensively as well. Great job locking down the right-hand side. Mayor Giguère with Valesky closing in. Plays it back to Crepo. Will swing it out to the left-hand side for Charbonneau. Charbonneau looking for a long ball, but Farrell breaks that one up. This is Louis with possession in the middle. Plays it back for Jeannot Charbonneau.
If FC Montreal can sell the ball a little bit, just quiet, calm down the rhythm, not necessarily precipitate themselves into any potential chance they see. Because they're not going to beat the Rhinos long balls with a pair of Apostolopoulos and Farrell. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Those guys are those are big guys who win aerial battles more often than they lose them. So that's probably not the way to go.
Definitely not.
And here is Balou.
And this is
a
the
little
way
bit
to
of
go.
space. That's the way to go. Here is Balou and a nice play there. Bernardo Forbes to break that one up.
Here's
And it's
another
Rochester
counter.
going the other way.
Good job by Dominguez to take the ball away from the Santos. The Santos and Valesky waiting to pounce on any chances they can taste the blood in the water, and they really want to, finish off the game before FC Montreal is able to make it 2-1.
Rochester's about to make another substitution here. This is Heinz Sliman playing it back to Louis. Louis for Lenko Joseph, who played into the box. Tabla there, but Gomez comes out and he picks it up before Tabla is able to do any damage.
Nice combination play. Lenko Joseph really looking for a runner to make, a runner to go into the box, and Balou made the run and got a half-scoring chances, but it's better than none for FC Montreal at this point. And Dominguez.
And 2 players down. It's one tying his shoe, and the substitution is going to be made. And somewhat good news, Sofiane, is Christian Valesky's coming off. He's scored the first goal. He scored his fair share of goals against Montreal in the last 2 years. It's going to be Asani Samuel coming on.
Changement pour les Rhinos, Rochester substitution. Jouant maintenant à la place du numéro 9, now playing for number 9.
Rochester making their second substitution. As
As
Marco Dominguez is being tended to by the training staff. Again, Sofiane, there's been moments.
Half moments, almost chances, almost passes. But a bit better with the new subs, whether it's Lenko Joseph, Yassine Sliman is, adding a bit more physical presence with his runs. He's a sort of offensive midfielder. But the thing with FC Montreal, they seem to have a lot of offensive midfielders, but they seem to have a striker.
Get into the game through the USL social media channels. Follow the USL on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for news, live game updates, and video highlights from across the league. And so it looks like Dominguez is out.
FC Montreal substitution. Jouant maintenant à la place du numéro 50, now playing numéro 44, number 44, Simon Louis.
Simon Lemire coming into the game for FC Montreal. Dominguez picked up a knock in that early in the game in that battle with Turgu.
They must have cut up to him throughout the game. Unfortunately, Dominguez, who's been stellar as a right back, the natural center midfield, defensive midfielder for FC Montreal, replaced by Simon Lemire, and which means that defensively, the Rhinos will have an easier job to defend when you don't have Dominguez making his runs, or offensively, you don't have to go to the defensive wall called Dominguez.
Absolutely. Here is Rochester again, playing it into the box, and the ball just out of the reach of Dos Santos.
Cheeky pass, that was an assured goal. Dos Santos missed his run.
And here is Montreal Chouanière. The chip back to Balou, but that one intercepted by Bernardo Forbes. This is James.
Good run by Garzi.
Playing it for Garzi. He's got Charbonneau in front of him. Garzi will cross it. Broken up nicely by Thomas Mayer Giguère. And another substitution coming here for Rochester. Sean Tosh. Plays some midfield, plays some defense as well. He'll be coming into the game. So some more fresh legs coming in. Substitution hasn't been made official just yet. will be made after this corner. Bernardo Forbes will take it as he's done all afternoon. Forbes, low kick, cleared by Montreal, but it's played back out wide to the right for Forbes, but he was offside. And substitution will now be made, and it will be Touch coming in for number 7, James. So James, who hasn't really gotten involved much in the attack, Sofiane, but he's really helped lock down that right-hand side. Montreal not really able to do very much. So he'll be coming out of this game.
Excellent job, always pressing down when he has to, plays deep when needed. Really sacrificed himself for the team and did an excellent job on the right side for the Rhinos, and made sure that Chouanière and Segunda didn't do much in the first half.
Touch, 24-year-old from Oswego, Illinois, did spend some time at Northern Illinois University. And actually played for the Chicago Fire U23 team. Gomez settling things down. I'll be happy to eat up as much of the clock as he can. And here is Touch playing it out wide. Rochester just content to maintain possession with this 2-0 lead. They'll play that one forward, but nobody there. Kungilwa there to retreat. And he'll try to clear it forward, but Samuel maintains possession. Here's Farrell. Dos Santos, and a nice ball in there for Sani Samuel. He'll cross it in, and it's broken up. But Touch with the side there, and there it is, a good opportunity.
Oh, that was
Great cross from Touch.
just seemed the whole
Bernardo Forbes, I believe that was. Played that one over goal, but a good opportunity.
See right there, Samuels unchallenged after a 1v1 against Crepeau. Easy cross, taken away from Charbonneau, but then Touch, who just came in.
So much time to cross, Sophia.
And it just seems FC Montreal seems to be disinterested in this game right now, even after a little spark, after a few subs came in, but they just don't seem to believe anymore that they can come back.
Playing it to the left-hand side for Rigi. He's got some good pace. He'll cross it in, looking for Lenko Joseph, who it looked like he wasn't necessarily expecting it to get there. It fell right on his foot.
And yeah, he was the pass to Balou was not perfect, and Balou was waiting for the ball. Maybe he could have gone to the ball next time. And they just need to be more proactive in the way they play. I think that Rigi did a great job on that run.
Charbonneau swings one into the box, broken up, looking for Ait Sliman, and the cross gets in there, but nobody home on the receiving end, and that one blocked by Chouanière. And now Rochester having a hard time clearing, but they're finally able to do so. And this is Samuels, who's going to try to keep it in, and he is able to. He's one-on-one with Jeannot Charbonneau. Here's Samuels cutting into the box. Samuels with a shot. Charbonneau blocks it. Corner kick for Rochester.
Good job by Charbonneau. It just seems that every time FC Montreal loses the ball on the offensive side of the pitch, the Rhinos just pounce on the counter, 2v2, 2v3 even, and they're able to really create scoring chance every time.
Nike's a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. You can also go to nike.com/soccer for more. And here is Forbes, who played a little higher, and Dos Santos gets ahead on it, but it is well wide. Crepeau's going to try to hurry this one up as quickly as he can, trying to spot somebody out. And it is for Charbonneau. Charbonneau settles it with the right foot. Playing it back for Meyer Jugat. Meyer Jugat advancing over the midfield stripe. Plays it on the right side for Ait Sliman, looking for Chouanière, but that one off a Rochester player and out. I believe that's Garzi. Simon Lemire for Ait Sliman on the right-hand side. Sliman trying to cut in. He's taken down, and this is going to be in a dangerous area. And Ait Sliman comes off the bench here in the second half. Sofiane finally starts able to create something.
He's trying to provoke another offensive midfielder like Lenko Joseph. Comes in, tries to make something happen. He's able to carry the ball, and decent run and dribble by by Ice Lima. We see it right there. Basically 1 against 3.
Gets by Fairwell. Well, he got the ball by Fairwell, but
Exactly, but
took him down.
Apostopoulos also was there waiting for him, and I think they need that kind of spark, but at this point,
Michael Jarvis coming into the game here for Montreal. And Alessandro Ricci is coming off for Montreal.
free kick from Montreal.
We will take it a low line drive. And I guess, Sofiane, that's what you've got to try to do when you give up sometimes in size. Maybe you try for those low line drives and throw it from Lemire back to Crépeau, who's way out near midfield. But he sends it straight to Samuel, plays it forward. There's Garzi for Dos Santos, and Dos Santos banged up again. Solid contact with Simon Lemire. And here's Rochester coming down the left-hand side. Féwo with a great run. And finally, it's cut off by Meyer Giguère, but man, he ran for a mile with that ball, it seemed.
He was keeping his energy from the first half and putting it all into that run. Nice run by Féwo.
Here is Montreal. It's Tabla on the right-hand side. Plays it in for Ait Slimane. Unfortunately, he couldn't keep up with it. And here's Montreal. Jarvis. That one broken up by Dos Santos. Rochester wins the ball again. Féwo just content to clear that one and have Montreal start all over again. See what they can do. A lot of clearances back into Montreal half with Rochester. They're saying, like, listen, you guys build up your attack again. Let's see if you can get by us.
Exactly.
And so far, Montreal hasn't been able
And
to.
we'll counter when we see the good, when it seems fit for to finish off the game. But they're just waiting for any possible mistake of FC Montreal, and they're still pressing high. Look at Garzi, Dos Santos, Tosh, Samuel. They're all pressing high. They leave a big space in the midfield. Basically, Lemire, Lancrozef, and Amkongi are left alone. But as soon as they get the ball, everyone defends the Rhino side and really suffocate them. So they need to release the ball faster and make more runs.
We're in the 77th minute. Joey Alfieri, Sofiane Benzaz. That's 2-0 Rochester. Montreal has threatened on a couple of occasions here in the second half, most notably a David Chouanière right-footed strike from just outside the box that was stopped. But really
Too heavy there by him.
really too heavy there. But really, Sofiane, I mean, it's been, Rochester hasn't necessarily dominated the chances, but they've really locked things down. I mean, Rochester hasn't had a ton of quality opportunities. They've had their share.
It's true.
They've locked it down.
I saw a purpose in the way the Rhinos play.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, FC Montreal.
And here is Jarvis, but it's intercepted there, as it looked like they were going to be able to get through. Garzi plays it out, but nice anticipation from M. Kongilwan here, Chouanière.
Chouanière, kind of held out the play
again,
for no
a heavy
reason.
touch. And he's looking to spot somebody out, and there's just nobody getting open. And now it's just a question of going back and forth. And this is Lancourt Joseph trying to create something. But that ball knocked away from him. Rochester clears again. Charbonneau plays it out to the right-hand side. For Lemire. Lemire will cross it in. Looking for Ait Slimane, but that one headed away by Rochester. And Kogilwa back to Balou Tabla. Balou looking for an option.
Nice pass.
A nice ball for Aaron Mkogilwa. Mkogilwa crosses, and Ait Slimane just missed it. He missed it. He was right there in a great play. You see the brilliance every once in a while. You see those flashes
Exactly.
from Balou.
But it came from Amkongi actually making the run. That's what they need. Create space, making runs, finding space behind the defense. That's Rhinos have been doing very well.
Charbonneau. And you'll see the replay here, Sofiane.
Balou, nice.
Nice to buy some time.
Beautiful.
Nice run. Nice ball.
The pass was a genius pass, and
Ait Slimane just couldn't get there.
couldn't get there. Even from the angle, it would be hard to score, but the intention was there. Once again, would have liked to see that in the first half, so in the second half, we'd be able to try to focus more on scoring the goal than just creating a play.
Louis sends it for Mkogilwa, who does a nice job with the left foot to keep it in. And it's right there for Lancourt Joseph.
blocked.
But it's blocked. He didn't get a ton on it. It looked like, again, he wasn't expecting it to get there.
Did seem to be a very strong shot.
And Jordan Becker now going to come into this game for Bradley Fewo. So Becker's not coming in, or he is coming in now. Fewo's going to take his time coming off. But Becker, guy who usually plays that left fullback spot for Rochester. And some fresh legs at the back. Not that they necessarily need fresh legs at the back.
Exactly.
But
talking about the back, Mkongiwa's presence really gave a lot of offensive reps to Montreal. He's a much more offensive player than Sukunda, but Sukunda also was the offensive fullback. We'll see.
short corner, Chouanier will swing it in there, and Gomez leaps up to grab it.
Kind of demotivating that nothing happens from the corner kick after a nice play by FC Montreal, but hopefully they can repeat what they did previously, just making simple runs, swift passes, precise passing, and keep it simple. The Rhinos are not doing anything fancy. They're just collectively much more cohesive, and they have purpose in their game. They believe in what they do. FC Montreal lost a lot of the spirit after conceding a second goal.
Final 10 minutes of this one, Sofiane. Charbonneau for Lincourt Joseph, looking for Mkongiwa down the left-hand side again. Mkongiwa keeps it in. He's got Samuel in front of him, and Toch sends that one out of play as he's closing the gap. Quick throw in from Mkongiwa. Here's Chouanier again. Chouanier from way out swings it in. Broken up by Rochester, and here they come. Montreal able to get back though. Rochester will content themselves with some possession. Here's Garzi, played on the left-hand side. Onside.
Tosh is on the second
And Tosh is there, but Charbonneau ends up breaking it up before the ball can get to him.
A lot of time and space for the Rhinos. FC Montreal legs are very heavy. They don't necessarily feel like defending because they're trying to score, and just a bit of frustrating end of the game for the young Montreal players.
There's Rochester looking for that third one. It's blocked, and it's going to go out of play. Throw in for Rochester is they're content to just wind the clock down.
They're in no rush to score a goal.
Samuels plays it back, but possession lost, and Montreal back on it. Mergigan gives it away in his own half. Here's Toch on the right-hand side. Toch tries to cross it in, but Mkongiwa there to break it up, and it's going to go out. It's another corner kick coming. Keep up to date with the USL all season long by visiting the new USLsoccer.com for everything you need to know about the USL. That's USLsoccer.com, and it's a busy weekend, Sofiane. All day today, just a ton of games going on, so you don't want to miss that.
Make sure you have a strong Wi-Fi connection. Enjoy the games.
Leonardo Forbes will cross it in, and Grippo there. A strong Wi-Fi connection or a lot of data. And here is Balutabla. Unfortunately, overruns it. Leonardo Forbes there. Plays it to Tosh. Little give and go with Forbes. Forbes will play it back to Garzi. Garzi will send it to Apostolopoulos. And it's out. Montreal throw. And time is ticking. We're in the 83rd minute. Montreal is down 2-0.
The referee being very precise on where that
where that throw is going to be.
Go to the inch, but
Mkongiwa looking for Chouanier with Samuel all over him. Farrell able to recover. Here's Toch. Plays it for himself, and a nice job there by Charbonneau to break that one up. Garzi plays it to Samuel again. Back to Toch. And just a little long for Samuel. Montreal throw again. Mkongiwa clears with the right, looking for Balou. Farrell there, heads it back to Apostolopoulos. And Samuel will play it forward again, and here's Dos Santos coming into the box. He'll take the right-footed shot. And Crippo leaped up, didn't get a hand on it.
no, but still, the Rhinos are getting very easily into the box. Defending is very difficult for Montreal. They're just trying to score a goal out of the safe face. I'm not even sure they believe they can tie the game, but right now they have lost spirit. They lost a lot of defying spirit.
One quality chance really stands out for me so far in this game, and it was the Chouanière shot from distance. Other than that, I think there's not really been a real legitimate threat to score.
And Conguilla's cross into the box earlier, maybe in the second half.
Yeah, that's
You know,
fair.
it's still, there was no actual shot.
No shot, but
on goal.
it was a good opportunity,
It was
some good build-up. But
Exactly.
those are the only two.
Exactly. That's what they're missing. They're missing creating scoring situations.
The fans are still into it, though. The fans are still
That's
chanting,
important.
still loud, trying to encourage these young players on. Now Giguère goes back. Nice play to himself, really, but Louis sends it out of play, and now it just looks like they're trying to force things, rush things, and it is what it is.
But they're rushing things, but I'm impressed by the Rhinos. They're still pressing FC Montreal.
One of these two teams played this week, and if you didn't know who it was, just by if you were just walking by in the street and you saw this game, pretty sure you'd think it was the guys in blue.
Great point, Joey. Great point. It just shows the Rhinos' resilience and proves why they are defending champions of the
They've
USA.
lost some players, Rolf, Obasi, but still obviously a very solid
Walls,
team.
they play
Tony
with-
Walls
Tony
has
Walls.
played a couple games this year.
And has been a key player last year.
Here's Forbes will send it in, and the Apostolopoulos with the header.
Dos Santos almost getting his second goal of the game.
Here's Claude Joseph, who played back to Guilla. And Charbonneau had Dos Santos coming. He's a big man, hard to miss him. Lemire to Louis. Belangayet plays it forward, and miscommunication there between Eitzliman and Jarris. And out for a Rochester throw. Dos Santos flicks that one forward. Belangayet and Garzi switch headers. And Rochester about to make another substitution here. There will be another 17 Wall Fall coming into this game. And nice ball on the left-hand side of the pitch for Lencourt Joseph. Farrell sends it out of play. Lencourt Joseph thrown to Balu Tabla. Making something happen. Tabla near the touchline, and that one played out. Farrell breaks that up, and a substitution is coming. So Wall Fall coming into this game, and it's going to be Canardo Forbes, another guy who's been influential. Took all the set pieces as well.
Exactly. He's been key in the midfield with next to Garzi, has recovered balls, created chances. A real team player for the Rhinos, and has been one of the best players. No doubt about that.
Just unfortunate, so if they get the big performance last week, unfortunately you're not able to build on that and follow that up with the first one of the season.
Especially at home, like you said, Joey. The portion of the sentence.
It's a short corner, Sofiane, sorry. Chouanière to Balu. And again, Garzi gets in the way. And Samuel coming up, and some solid contact between Samuel and Balu. And Balu gives Montreal the ball. Guilla plays it quickly back to Louis for Mayor Giguère. Jean-Luc Charbonneau moving forward to Louis. Louis with the pass for Balu, but Farrell cuts that off, gets a foot on it. Jarris stuck his foot out, tried to maintain possession, but he got picked up a knock there. He's okay, he's up, and he's walking around fine.
Looks like his foot was down, but
Sorry, Samuels is off for Rochester.
we have Santos with the right.
And broken up nicely there by Simon Lemire. Montreal going to look to go the other way. This is Belangayet. Crosses midfield. Eitzliman cuts back to the middle, back to Louis. Plays it for Guilla. Back for Charbonneau. Charbonneau plays it forward for Tabla, but again the touch is off. And it is intercepted, scooped up by Rochester, and Baloo called on the foul. see some inconsistencies to his game, Sofiane, which is normal. Still a very young player, but you also see those moments of brilliance, and that's why there's Premier League teams that are interested in his services.
I agree, but some of the decision making is a bit disappointing. His pass, he could give you a beautiful pass to, like we saw with Rochester, and at the same time make a poor decision.
Touch right there, and just misses.
Sometimes makes a poor decision, just sometimes a bit nonchalant the way he plays sometimes, and not putting his foot, not being more strong with his foot in his decision making. And at the same time, is he a forward? Is he a second? Exactly, he's a forward, second striker, or a fifth midfielder. But the thing is, with the forward players have been out of sync the whole game, whoever they were, whoever the combination was. It's kind of hard to try to validate individually what they have done on that game. Just see all playing by themselves. It's kind of difficult.
Tabla tried to get to Jairus as fast as possible. Jairus taken down. And a free kick, a dangerous free kick coming from Montreal.
Hopefully they can capitalize on free kicks. The good combination they had in the first half, during which Nivedo Yoseki almost had a touch on it, but since nothing much free kick wise for FC Montreal, need to be much more data on set pieces, whether it's corner kick, free kicks, direct free kicks, and hopefully from about 25 meters.
At a time, Sofiane.
Could be the icing on a sort of stale cake, I might say. Nothing really on a loss. Potential loss from FC Montreal. If you can score, make it 2-1 and try to salvage something from this game.
Balou and Chouanière both there, standing over the ball, and it looks like
Michael Joseph also.
Michael Joseph is there as well. One of these three. And it's Balou, and just a really weak kick that ends up hitting the wall. Really disappointing that they couldn't do something more with that. But here's Emperor back to Balou. Tries to cross, but that one blocked as well. And it's Dos Santos again. Louis right there, and Louis does a good job to break that up very cleanly. And Dos Santos has played a really good game, Sofiane. I mean,
complete game as
very complete.
As a striker, almost as a midfielder, as a winger, really creating chances and making his runs. He has been key.
He's played in Norway, Sofiane. He has some experience there. He's done some interesting things. He also played in Angola. But you see, he's a bigger body. He's a guy who doesn't mind running. And here's Montreal swinging it into the box. Chouanière off the chest. It's on the left. No penalty. The official waves it off right away as Chouanière falls in the box.
Definitely no penalty, Louis. Definitely. I doubt that Chouanière we're gonna call on that.
Here's Bélardo yet. Plays it back to Charbonneau for Lenko Joseph. That one broken up by Fall. Touch. Gets that forward. Back to Fall. And Louis Bélardo yet intercepts. And a long ball looking for Chouanière. Still making that run, but Chouanière unable to catch up to it. And now time really, really winding down if Montreal want to get at least one in this game to cut 2-0 deficit in half. Samuel with the long throw and doesn't even make it back in. Gilwa plays it back to Charbonneau, and now Montreal's going to have to hurry. Here's Louis. Plays it for Lenko Joseph.
Nice pass to Louis.
Nice pass to Jairus. Sent out of play. Lemire with the throw. Jairus to Giguère. To Charbonneau. This is Louis again. Back to Charbonneau. Charbonneau looking to play it in on the right-hand side. And it's going to be a Montreal corner as Lemire sends it off to Rochester Rhinos. It's off a Rochester player nonetheless.
Good cross by Joseph.
Cross for Joseph. And Giguère, the center back, gets up there, but unable. Another corner kick there. Jairus will take it. Jairus will guy won it. Gomez comes out, punches it away. Lenko Joseph looked like he was going to take a shot there. He didn't. There's Balou. It goes to Lemire. Lemire tries to play to Jarris. Chouanière there, but broken up by Rochester. Nice play. And MPQ. I thought he got the ball, and MPQ was going to get booked for that. We'll have to see it again.
It was an aggressive tackle against
Apostolopoulos is not happy at this stage of the game. We're like well into added time.
There must have some frustration sprinkled into the tackle by Akondiwa.
I thought he got the ball first,
It
so
seems,
I have to see it again.
Seems also. And he dived a little bit before the ball contact, so he seemed to have a little bit of advantage. We'll see it right there. While Lemire with a cheeky pass to Chouanière loses the ball. It's a Tosh and the battle with the tackle. Yes, he was dangerous. Yes. The lead was a bit high.
And that will do it. Disappointing outcome for FC Montreal. It's a 2-0 decision for Rochester, and not a ton went right for Montreal in the attacking third.
No, didn't happen for them. No chemistry with the forward four. What it was when it started with Porter, Chouanière, Ricci, and Balou. And throughout the game, it hasn't gotten any better. Probably got worse for FC Montreal offensively. A bit of spark left and right with the entrance of Konkiwa and Lenko Joseph, but at the end, the Rhinos' dominance continues to affect Montreal teams, at least FC Montreal in USL 2015-2016. The reigning champions show why they're reigning champions, thanks to great performances by Dos Santos, Voleski, and kudos to Garzi and Forbes to really control the flow of the game in the midfield. So good job by them, and newcomer Sofiane Tergou, who had an excellent game.
And Montreal falls to 1-9. Rochester improves to 5-2-3. And Mkongiwa created when he came on. Sofiane, he did. Chouanière had a lot of dribbling done in this game, but unfortunately, it just they came close, really a handful of times.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Lack of efficiency, lack of a bit of realism in their decision making. In the sense, they couldn't conjure up much in the midfield. The Rhinos were backing away, playing a very tight defensive, shell. FC Montreal couldn't take advantage as much as they could have, but the Rhinos had the perfect game plan, and we expected that. Play the counter, and if FC Montreal was able to score the first goal, it would have been better for them to be more liberated and to play on the counter, as the Rhinos would be open up the game. But the scenario was for the away team that played perfectly.
And it doesn't get very much easier for FC Montreal as they'll embark on a 4-game road trip, Sofiane, that will see them start next Saturday at Cincinnati. They will go to Toronto FC, they'll go to Pittsburgh to play the Riverhounds, and they'll play Harrisburg City on June 21st before coming back to Montreal on Sunday, June 26th against Orlando City. And of course, for those living in the Montreal area, you can make it out to Complex Sports in Claude-Robillard. That kickoff is at 3. Live from Montreal, it was Rochester 2, FC Montreal 0. For Sofiane Benzaza, the birthday boy, I'm Joey Alfieri saying good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League. This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced